The 1984 United Kingdom £1 coin bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II represents an important and well-established phase in modern British coinage, issued during a period when the pound coin had become a symbol of everyday economic life in Britain. Introduced originally in 1983 to replace the £1 banknote, the round pound coin of 1984 was only in its second full year of circulation, and its design, metal composition, and symbolism were carefully chosen to reflect national identity, durability, and trust in the currency. The coin was struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who had ascended the throne in 1952, and by 1984 she had already become one of the longest reigning monarchs in British history, lending continuity and stability to the nation's coinage. On the obverse, the 1984 £1 coin features the second definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the sculptor Arnold Machin. This portrait, first introduced in 1968, shows the Queen facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a piece of royal jewelry associated with formality, dignity, and tradition. Machin's effigy is widely regarded as one of the most elegant and recognizable royal portraits ever used on British coins, characterized by smooth lines, a calm expression, and a timeless classical style. Surrounding the portrait is the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II died Gratia e Regina Fide Def, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription links modern Britain to centuries of monarchic tradition, reinforcing the constitutional and ceremonial role of the monarch. The reverse design of the 1984 £1 coin displays the royal arms of the United Kingdom, a powerful emblem of sovereignty and unity. The shield is divided into 4 quarters, representing the constituent nations: 3 lions passant guardant for England, a lion rampant for Scotland, and a harp for Ireland. The crown shield symbolizes the authority of the crown, while the surrounding design conveys national strength and continuity. Above the shield appears the denomination, £1, and below it the date, 1984, clearly indicating the coin's value and year of issue. The use of the royal arms on the reverse was consistent across many early pound coins, emphasizing the coin's role as a national standard rather than a commemorative issue. In terms of composition, the 1984 £1 coin was minted in nickel brass, an alloy consisting primarily of copper, 70%, zinc, 24.5%, and nickel, 5.5%. This composition gave the coin its distinctive golden appearance, which helped differentiate it from lower denomination silver-colored coins and reduced confusion in everyday transactions. The metal was chosen not only for appearance but also for durability, as the pound coin was intended to circulate heavily and last far longer than paper banknotes. The coin has a diameter of 22.5 millimeters, a thickness of about 3.15 millimeters, and a weight of approximately 9.5 grams, making it solid and easily recognizable by touch. The edge is milled, providing both aesthetic appeal and an additional security feature. The minting authority for the 1984 £1 coin was the Royal Mint, which at that time was based in Llantrisant, Wales. The Royal Mint has a history spanning over 1,000 years, and its expertise ensured high production standards. The 1,984 £1 coin was produced in very large quantities, as demand for the new denomination was strong. Millions of coins were struck for general circulation, making this issue common rather than rare, especially in circulated condition. In addition to circulation strikes, a smaller number of proof coins were produced specifically for collectors, featuring sharper details, mirror-like fields, and frosted devices, usually sold in official Royal Mint sets. Historically, the year 1984 was significant in Britain for economic and social reasons. The country was undergoing major industrial changes, and the famous UK miners' strike, 1984 to 1985, highlighted tensions between traditional industries and modern economic policies. Against this backdrop, the £1 coin symbolized stability and everyday commerce at a time of national debate and transformation. Coins like the 1,984 £1 passed through countless hands, in shops, buses, markets, and wages, becoming silent witnesses to daily life in Britain during the 1980s. From a numismatic perspective, the 1984 £1 coin is valued more for its historical and educational significance than for high monetary rarity. In circulated condition, it is generally worth close to its face value or slightly above, depending on condition. Uncirculated examples and official proof versions carry higher premiums, especially when preserved in original packaging. Collectors often seek the 1984 issue as part of a complete date run of early round-pound coins, or as an example of the Machin portrait era. Over time, the round-pound coin, including the 1984 issue, became increasingly vulnerable to counterfeiting, leading eventually to its withdrawal from circulation in 2017, when it was replaced by the 12-sided bimetallic pound coin. Despite this, the 1984 1-pound coin remains legal tender no longer for circulation, but it retains enduring appeal as a representation of a distinct era in British monetary history. In conclusion, the 1984 1-pound Elizabeth II coin stands as a durable symbol of modern Britain in the late 20th century. With its elegant Machin portrait, authoritative royal arms reverse, robust nickel-brass composition, and connection to everyday life during a transformative decade, it holds a respected place in British numismatics. While not rare, it is historically rich, visually iconic, and deeply connected to the economic and social fabric of its time, making it an essential piece for collectors, historians, and enthusiasts of Queen Elizabeth II era coinage. Next, top 2. The 1988 United Kingdom 1-pound coin bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II belongs to the mature period of Britain's modern round-pound coinage, and reflects a time when the 1-pound coin had become firmly established as a trusted and everyday unit of currency across the United Kingdom. By 1988, the pound coin had already been in circulation for 5 years, having replaced the 1-pound banknote in 1983, and the public had fully accepted it as a durable, practical, and symbolic representation of British economic life. Issued during the long and stable reign of Queen Elizabeth II, the 1988 1-pound coin combines traditional royal imagery with robust modern minting standards, making it an important example of British numismatics. The obverse of the 1988 1-pound coin features the famous second definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by sculptor Arnold Machin. This portrait shows the Queen facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a symbol of continuity, monarchy, and formal state authority. Machin's effigy, introduced in 1968, is admired for its simplicity, balance, and timeless elegance, avoiding excessive detail while capturing a dignified likeness of the monarch. By 1988, this portrait had become deeply familiar to the British public, appearing on coins for 2 decades and reinforcing a sense of stability during a rapidly changing world. Around the portrait runs the traditional Latin legend, Elizabeth II died Gratia Regina Fide Def, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription links the modern coin directly to centuries of British royal and religious tradition. The reverse design of the 1988 1-pound coin displays the royal arms of the United Kingdom, a powerful and historic emblem representing the unity and sovereignty of the nation. The shield is quartered to symbolize the different parts of the UK. 3 lions for England, a lion rampant for Scotland, and a harp for Northern Ireland. The crown shield emphasizes the authority of the monarchy, while the overall design communicates strength, heritage, and national identity. The denomination 1 pound is prominently displayed above the shield, while the date 1988 appears below, clearly marking the coin's value and year of issue. The use of the royal arms during this period reflected a deliberate choice to emphasize national symbolism rather than regional or commemorative themes. In terms of metal composition, the 1988 1-pound coin was struck in nickel brass, an alloy consisting of approximately 70% copper, 24.5% zinc, and 5.5% nickel. This alloy gives the coin its distinctive golden color, making it easily distinguishable from lower-value silver-colored coins in circulation. The metal was chosen for its durability and resistance to wear, ensuring that the coin could withstand years of heavy use. The coin has a diameter of 22.5 millimeters, a thickness of about 3.15 millimeters, and a weight of approximately 9.5 grams. Its milled edge not only adds a refined appearance, but also serves as a tactile security feature, helping users identify the coin by touch. The 1988 1-pound coin was minted by the Royal Mint, operating from its modern facility in Llantrisant, Wales. The Royal Mint, with a history spanning over a millennium, maintained high production standards, ensuring consistency in weight, size, and design. The The 1988 issue was produced in very large quantities, as demand for pound coins remained strong throughout the 1980s. As a result, this coin is considered common in circulated condition. In addition to circulation strikes, the Royal Mint also produced proof versions of the 1988 1-pound coin, primarily for collectors. These proof coins feature sharper details, mirror-like fields, and frosted designs, and were typically sold in official proof sets or presentation packaging. The historical context of 1988 adds further depth to the coin's significance. Britain in the late 1980s was experiencing economic change, financial deregulation, and cultural transformation. London was solidifying its role as a global financial center, while consumer culture and international trade were expanding. The 1-pound coin of 1988 circulated widely during this period, used daily in shops, public transport, vending machines, and workplaces, becoming an integral part of everyday British life. Each coin silently reflects the economic confidence and modernization of the era. From a numismatic standpoint, the 1988 1-pound coin is valued primarily for its historical relevance and representative design rather than rarity. In worn or circulated condition, it usually holds little premium above face value, while uncirculated examples are more desirable to collectors. Proof specimens command higher prices due to their limited production and superior finish. Collectors often include the 1988 issue as part of a complete date collection of round pound coins, or as an example of the long-running Machin portrait series. In later years, the round pound coin, including the 1988 issue, became notorious for being vulnerable to counterfeiting, which ultimately led to its withdrawal from circulation in 2017 and replacement by the secure 12-sided bimetallic 1-pound coin. Despite its demonetization for everyday use, the 1988 1-pound coin remains an important collectible and historical artifact, representing a distinctive chapter in British monetary history. In conclusion, the 1-pound, Elizabeth II, 1988 coin stands as a solid and enduring symbol of late 20th century Britain. With its classic Arnold Machin portrait, authoritative royal arms reverse, durable nickel brass construction, and strong connection to everyday life during the 1980s, it holds lasting appeal for collectors, historians, and enthusiasts of Queen Elizabeth II era coinage. Though not rare, it is rich in cultural and historical meaning, capturing the essence of a stable yet changing Britain at the close of the decade next top 3. The 1989 United Kingdom 1-pound coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II represents the final year of the 1980s and belongs to a fully established phase of Britain's modern pound coinage, a time when the 1-pound coin had become deeply embedded in everyday economic life across the country. By 1989, the round 1-pound coin, introduced in 1983 to replace the paper pound note, was universally accepted by the public and widely used in commerce, transport, banking, and vending systems. Issued during the long, stable, and historically significant reign of Queen Elizabeth II, the 1989 1-pound coin reflects continuity, confidence, and national identity at the close of a transformative decade in British history. The obverse of the 1989 1-pound coin bears the renowned second definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by celebrated sculptor Arnold Machin. This effigy shows the Queen facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a symbol long associated with royal formality, duty, and constitutional monarchy. Machin's portrait is admired for its clean lines, calm dignity, and timeless quality, and by 1989 it had appeared on British coinage for more than 20 years, making it one of the most recognizable images of the Queen worldwide. Encircling the portrait is the traditional Latin inscription, Elizabeth II Died Gratia I Regina Fid Def, translated as Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription reinforces the continuity of monarchy and the enduring relationship between crown, church, and state. The reverse design of the 1989 1-pound coin features the royal arms of the United Kingdom, a powerful heraldic symbol representing national unity and sovereign authority. The shield is quartered, displaying 3 lions for England, a lion rampant for Scotland, and a harp for Northern Ireland, all surmounted by a royal crown. This design emphasizes the historical foundations of the United Kingdom and the constitutional role of the monarch as head of state. Above the shield is the denomination, £1, while the date 1989 appears below, clearly identifying the coin's value and year of issue. The continued use of the royal arms during this period reflected a preference for strong national symbolism rather than commemorative or regional themes. In terms of composition and physical characteristics, the 1989 £1 coin was struck in nickel brass, an alloy composed of approximately 70% copper, 24.5% zinc, and 5.5% nickel. This metal gives the coin its distinctive golden color, helping it stand out from lower denomination silver-colored coins and making it easy to recognize in circulation. The coin weighs about 9.5 grams, measures 22.5 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of roughly 3.15 millimeters. Its milled edge serves both decorative and practical purposes, aiding in tactile identification and adding an extra layer of security against wear and tampering. The robust construction ensured that the coin could withstand years of heavy circulation. The 1989 £1 coin was produced by the Royal Mint, operating from its modern minting facility in Llantrisant, Wales. With centuries of experience, the Royal Mint maintained strict quality control, ensuring consistency in weight, size, and finish. The 1989 issue was struck in very large quantities to meet the ongoing demand for pound coins, making it a common circulation issue today. Alongside standard circulation strikes, the Royal Mint also produced proof versions of the 1989 £1 coin for collectors. These proof coins feature superior craftsmanship, sharp details, frosted designs, and mirror-like backgrounds, and were typically sold as part of official annual proof sets. The historical context of 1989 adds considerable depth to the coin's story. Internationally, 1989 was a landmark year marked by global political change, including the end of the Cold War era in Europe. In the United Kingdom, the late 1980s were characterized by economic confidence, financial growth, and cultural change. The 1989 £1 coin circulated widely during this period, passing through the hands of millions of people in everyday transactions, from wages and shopping to travel and leisure, making it a quiet but constant witness to daily British life at the close of the decade. From a numismatic perspective, the 1989 £1 coin is appreciated primarily for its historical context and classic design rather than rarity. In circulated condition, it typically carries little premium above face value, while uncirculated examples are more desirable to collectors. Proof specimens command higher prices due to their limited mintage and exceptional finish. Collectors often seek the 1989 issue as part of a complete set of round pound coins, or as an example of the long-running Mackin portrait series that defined British coinage for much of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. In later years, the round £1 coin, including the 1989 issue, became increasingly vulnerable to counterfeiting, which ultimately led to its withdrawal from circulation in 2017 and replacement by the more secure 12-sided bimetallic £1 coin. Despite no longer being used as legal tender for everyday transactions, the 1989 £1 coin remains a meaningful collectible and historical artifact. In conclusion, the £1 Elizabeth II 1989 coin stands as a strong symbol of Britain at the end of the 1980s. With its dignified Arnold portrait, authoritative royal arms reverse, durable nickel brass composition, and close association with everyday life during a pivotal period in history, it holds lasting significance for collectors, historians, and enthusiasts of British and Queen Elizabeth II era coinage. Next top 4. The 1994 United Kingdom £1 coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II belongs to a later and more mature stage of the original round pound coin series and reflects Britain in the mid-1990s, a period marked by economic recovery, cultural change, and a modern yet tradition-conscious national identity. By 1994, the £1 coin had been in circulation for more than a decade, having replaced the £1 banknote in 1983, and it was firmly established as a cornerstone of everyday British transactions. Millions of people use the pound coin daily for shopping, transport, wages, and vending machines, making the 1994 issue a familiar and trusted object in British life. Issued during the long and historically significant reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin embodies continuity, durability, and the balance between tradition and modernization that characterized the United Kingdom during the 1990s. The obverse of the 1994 £1 coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by sculptor Raphael Makloff. Introduced in 1985, this portrait marked a shift toward a more mature and regal depiction of the Queen. It shows Elizabeth II facing right, wearing the George IV state diadem, a crown traditionally associated with coronations and formal state occasions. Makloff's design is more detailed and realistic than earlier portraits, reflecting the Queen's age and experience while emphasizing the dignity and authority of the monarchy. Surrounding the effigy is the Latin legend, Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fide Def, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription maintains the long-standing tradition linking modern British coinage to centuries of royal and constitutional history. The reverse of the 1994 £1 coin displays the royal arms of the United Kingdom, a powerful heraldic symbol that had been used on pound coins throughout much of the series. The shield is quartered to represent the nations of the UK. 3 lions passant guardant for England, a lion rampant for Scotland, and a harp for Northern Ireland, all surmounted by a royal crown. This imagery emphasizes unity under the crown and the historical foundations of the British state. Above the shield appears the denomination £1, while the date, 1994, is positioned below, clearly identifying the coin's value and year of issue. The choice to continue using the royal arms in 1994 reinforced a sense of national continuity at a time when Britain was navigating political and social change. In terms of composition and physical characteristics, the 1994 £1 coin was struck in nickel brass, an alloy composed of approximately 70% copper, 24.5% zinc, and 5.5% nickel. This alloy gives the coin its familiar golden color, distinguishing it easily from lower denomination coins. The coin weighs about 9.5 grams, has a diameter of 22.5 millimeters, and a thickness of roughly 3.15 millimeters. Its milled edge adds both visual refinement and a practical tactile feature, helping users identify the coin by touch and contributing to security and durability. The robust metal composition ensured long circulation life, which was essential given the heavy daily use of pound coins. The 1994 £1 coin was minted by the Royal Mint at its modern facility in Llantrisant, Wales, an institution with over 1,000 years of minting history. The Royal Mint produced the 1994 issue in very large quantities to meet nationwide demand, making it a common circulation coin today. Alongside standard circulation strikes, the Royal Mint also issued proof versions of the 1994 £1 coin, intended for collectors. These proof coins exhibit superior craftsmanship, with sharp details, frosted reliefs, and mirror-like fields, and were usually sold as part of official annual proof sets or presentation packs. The historical context of 1994 adds depth to the coin's significance. Britain in the mid-1990s was emerging from early decade recession and experiencing renewed economic growth. Culturally, the period saw the rise of modern British identity that would soon be labeled Cool Britannia, while politically the country was preparing for significant change later in the decade. The 1994 £1 coin circulated during this transitional era, passing through countless hands and quietly reflecting everyday life in Britain, from corner shops and supermarkets to buses, pubs, and workplaces. From a numismatic perspective, the 1994 £1 coin is valued more for its historical placement and design evolution than for rarity. Circulated examples are plentiful and usually carry little premium above face value, while uncirculated coins are more desirable to collectors. Proof specimens command higher prices due to their limited production and superior finish. Collectors often include the 1994 issue as part of a complete date set of round pound coins, or as an example of the Makloff portrait era, which represents a distinct and important phase in Queen Elizabeth II's numismatic legacy. In later years, the original round pound coin series, including the 1994 issue, became increasingly vulnerable to counterfeiting, a problem that ultimately led to its withdrawal from circulation in 2017 and replacement by the secure 12-sided bimetallic £1 coin. Despite no longer being legal tender for everyday transactions, the 1994 £1 coin remains an enduring collectible and historical artifact. In conclusion, the £1, Elizabeth II, 1994 coin stands as a solid representation of Britain in the mid-1990s. With its dignified Raphael Makhlouf portrait, authoritative royal arms reverse, durable nickel-brass composition, and close association with everyday British life, it holds lasting significance for collectors, historians, and enthusiasts of Queen Elizabeth II era British coinage.